Hey everyone, before we kick off the show, we wanted to remind you all that we now have a Patreon.
That's right. With tiers starting at just $1, you can access a whole slew of Patreon exclusive content, like articles and even full bonus episodes.
On the bonus shows, we'll be talking about anything and everything from retro video games, toys, movies, TV, junk food, anything we find interesting enough that we can't manage to squeeze into our normal shows.
The Patreon will help to support us and keep the show going. So, if you have the means or the interest, please consider joining. You can find us at patreon.com/Leftover Pizza Club.
And that's not the only way that you can support us. Something as simple as leaving a review for the show and subscribing will help us to keep growing and bringing you more content for years to come.
And while we're at it, check out our social media, at Leftover Pizza Podcast on Instagram and TikTok, at Leftover Pizza Club on Twitter, and of course, if you join the Leftover Pizza Club group on Facebook, we'll send you a free sticker for joining.
Lastly, you can check out our website, leftoverpizzaclub.com, for free articles, merch, and more.
And as always, thanks for listening and enjoy the show. Damn, did we just crush that in one go?
Damn.
Drums, please.
Here it is, a groove slightly transformed. Just a bit of a break from the norm. Just a little something to break the monotony of all that hardcore dance that has gotten to be a little bit out of control. It's cool to dance, but what about a groove that soothes and moves?
It's a me. I'm out. Oh, wait. That was the last show. Sorry. My bad. So anyways, I'd just like to take a moment and comment on what beautiful weather we've been having, Derek.
It is. It has been beautiful weather, I should say. I just got back from a nice little walk outside, and I know that you did too.
I certainly
So I think
did.
that means that we're old men because we like going for walks after dinner now. It helps with the digestion, is what it does.
Helps the digestion, gets our little leggies moving a little bit, and we're not just sitting on our asses playing Super Mario 3 all day long. I still am doing that.
I think we're fine with the after dinner walks. We're getting into danger territory when we both decide that we shouldn't be swimming a half hour after eating.
No swimming yet. It's not quite there yet, but we're getting there. Here in PA, I don't know about over in Massachusetts there, but we're still kind of juggling back and forth between hot and cold.
Yeah, I mean, it's not uncommon for it to be like 37 degrees in the morning and then like 87,000 degrees by the end of the day. And then, like back down to like 16 at night. So it's lovely. We got those highs and lows, those spikies. But I love the promise of the warmer weather that's coming. It's coming soon, isn't it, Grimy? I mean, we're already in May. Can you believe 5 months into the year already? It's next thing you know, we'll be talking about jack-o'-lanterns.
Totally. Exactly. We have to take advantage of it like now. Like basically you could think of this as us prepping for summertime. And what better way to prep for summertime than with what, Derek?
A freaking summer playlist, Grimy. A freaking summer playlist.
These guys are fucking geniuses, they is.
I mean, it's kind of no secret at this point. Before Leftover Pizza, we did something called It's Dem Boys, which is basically leftover pizza, but earlier and with a different name. And one of the longest standing traditions that we've done. I've known you probably going on 5 years at this point, I want to say.
At least, yeah.
We've only started it the year before we met you. We've been doing a summer playlist every single year. And it's just a little tradition at this point. And we have a big one that we make every year. That's like 100 plus songs. But starting last year with the podcast, we decided to take it into the territory of a show and just pick, I think last year we did like 10 songs, if I'm not mistaken. And
we did, yeah, something like that. And we kind of, I don't want to say we bit off more than we chew, but, summer songs, it's a little harder to think of. We want to kind of be sparingly with our choices, so yeah.
Oh, you're much more nice and civil than I'm going to be. Because it's not a problem picking the songs, Grimy. We just talk too goddamn much. That's the problem. If we're going 5 songs, we're going to be here for like 13 hours, and nobody wants to sit and listen to us yap for 13 hours. So if we cut it back by 2 songs, it brings it down a little bit more manageable.
Yeah, 12 hours.
Speaking of, 12 hours, exactly. I was going to say, speaking of talking for too long, we've been going for way too long on this intro already. I think people probably just want to hear some tunes so far, and then maybe we can jump in and talk about why we picked those tunes.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going with 4 picks each, as per norm, and maybe possibly a little bonus feature at the end here. You'll have to wait and find out.
Don't skip all the way to the episode. Listen to the whole thing. We can see when you skip. I can log into the back end, hack into the mainframe. I know that you do it.
We do know. And I believe I'm up first this time. Is that what we agreed upon?
Yeah, I flipped a coin in a darkened room, and it went haywire about 3 feet that way. But yes, you did lose the coin toss, so you're going first, buddy.
I'm going first. And before we get to that, this episode is brought to you by Bath & Body Works, The Perfect Summer.
Oh my God. We're both burning the same candle right now, folks. We bought it last year. I'm sure it'll be back this year. If it's not, I'll eat a turtle. Well, not like... maybe just like a turtle pie.
Okay.
Can we? If that's still probably just as bad because those are really old at this point. But go get one. It's a good candle. It smells really good. It smells like suntan lotion.
Through the wars, I still believe.
So you all know well enough what you just heard. Still Believe by Tim Capello. If you don't know where that's from, it's from The Lost Boys. And where the fuck have you been this whole time? Seriously, how did you even find this podcast?
Yeah, absolutely. How did you find this podcast? First of all, I'd just like to say Tim Acapello.
Acapello. Yes, that's the pronunciation.
Acapello.
That's perfect.
No, it's just Capello, not Acapello. Just a shredded man. Was back then, is now, still, and I think he's like well into his 60s, so good for him. We were talking about physical fitness earlier. This man takes walks after dinner, okay, folks?
That probably takes walks after dinner after like lifting the entire gym up. And as far as I know, I don't go to like cons and shit like that. I haven't ever pretty much. I know, I'm embarrassed to say I don't. I wish I could, but anyway, it's a whole other story. Supposedly he's still pretty, tip-top condition, still does this, performs this song at different cons and all kinds of stuff.
He showed up for a small little show at it's not even a music venue. I mean, it is, but it's a bar in my hometown last summer.
Yeah.
And I just missed him by like a night. I didn't realize that he was there. It was the weirdest thing. Somebody was like, Tim Capello played last night at Ralph's Diner. And I was like, what the fuck? What do you mean? And yeah, he played a whole show. So he was definitely shirt off, top of the bar, just ripping some sacks. Pretty cool guy. Pretty cool dude. If I do go see him, you know what I'm bringing him?
What are you bringing him?
I'm bringing him a gift of homemade peanut butter boppers.
little peanut butter shit nuggets. Here you go. Made these all by myself. What the fuck are they?
I followed Grimey's recipe that I got off the Nature
Valley
website. By the way, if you haven't checked it out and you're not a patron, go subscribe to the Patreon because Grimey did, in fact, make those little Lost Boys peanut butter nuggets of shit. And they turned out pretty good.
Yeah, not horrible. I mean, I ate like 2 and threw the rest out, but like, they were fine. Oh, dude, they were so sweet. So sweet. I could have. I just never seize these opportunities, I never see them through. But anyways, we chose this for a summer song. Is it a summer song, like, and content-wise? No, not really. I mean, it's a good song, but it is a summery. Not really. It's arguably not summer. Why I picked it is really just the scene that this song appears on. All right, so put yourself into this little scenario here. Santa Carla, California, middle of summer, you're the new kid in town and you're at this carnival near the boardwalk or on the boardwalk, yada yada. You're surrounded by music and a huge crowd of people. Every conceivable stereotype of the 80s is present. You got like your punks, your goths, you got your like little girls in fucking bikinis and shit. Like, it's totally like a California scene in the 80s. There's fucking bonfires. I don't know if you've ever really watched the page. There's fire everywhere.
All over the place. Fire everywhere.
There's like...
And he is so sweaty. And you're like, why is he so sweaty? And it's like, well, it's the middle of the summer. And then you're like, well, wouldn't he be cooled off by the nice sea breeze? He is right on the ocean. And then you look, and there's like 15-foot fucking flames on either side of him. You're like, well, that's probably why this man is so sweaty right now.
And that's not even including the baby oil that he dumped all over himself before the show. Like, you know, there's at least half a bottle to 2.5 bottles poured all over him. But yeah, he's up there and he's just fucking hip thrusting his way through life. And I mean, it's working. Them people were pretty fucking stoked all around him. A bunch of like long haired dudes headbanging. But you're still just that new kid, and the only thing that has your attention out of all of that is this beautiful, long-haired brunette girl. It's the only thing that has your attention, and you don't even have a fucking clue who she is. That, my friend, is summer vibes.
How long did it take you to write that up? I just want to. That's your magnum opus right there.
No, that was my third half-hour bathroom break today at work. So
just composing a masterpiece on your phone on your shit break at work, just like, and there you are in Santa Carla. A beautiful brunette girl staring into your soul,
dude.
While the sexy saxman plays off in the distance.
That's where the big band used to come and play. My sister went there on a Saturday. Come dancing. All her boyfriends used to come and call. Why not come dancing? It's only natural. Another Saturday, another date. She would be ready, but she'd always make him wait in the hallway in anticipation.
All right, so my first song, my first pick for this year, summer playlist grimy, what you've just been listening to was Come Dancing by The Kinks off their album State of Confusion, released way back in November of 1982. Now, I don't know about you, this is one of those songs that I definitely heard a lot as a kid. Didn't realize that I heard it a lot as a kid, and I had totally, like, completely forgotten about it until, like, February of this past year, and it came on randomly on some shuffle on Spotify, maybe, and I immediately recognized that hook, that melody, that and I said, wait a minute, I've heard this song before, hold on, and that began a 2.5-month obsession with this song, and I'm happy to say that I'm still not sick of it.
Nice. You know, I actually had a moment like that not long ago with a completely different song, but I totally get it. Like, you hear that one little jingle, and you're just, like, sick for, like, months at a time trying to find the song. And finally, you're, like, in Walmart, or you're sitting at work or something, and it comes across the radio, you're like, fuck, what's the song? So you grab the phone out, and you start doing the song ID or whatever, and then you have this relief until, like, it's over and existential dread again.
Yeah, and then you're sick of it. And, you know, I have another song that I pitched for this show called Chihuahua Cha-Cha-Cha that you wouldn't let me talk about.
It's like Little Tim, but with dog noises, okay?
So if you guys want a little bonus, go look up Chihuahua Cha-Cha-Cha, because that's also another song that I'm obsessed with right now. But nonetheless, we're talking about the Kinks. I find it super weird that it was released in November, because to me, this has just got big beach vibes just all over it. It's that ska vibe to it that, you know, maybe I'm in like Aruba or like maybe Key West, just sucking down pina coladas, you know?
Yeah, totally. I'm not gutting a turkey to this song. I'm not watching Macy's Thanksgiving Parade. Listen to this song. That's not happening. I'm totally strolling on the beach or
Yeah, absolutely.
watching some fireworks or something at a golf course. Whatever.
That's it. That's exactly it. So for me, when I hear this song, what I think of is this is probably a song that would have been playing at one of my parents' summer cookouts. So 4th of July,
yeah.
Memorial Day. I don't know, a random Saturday in late July when they just decided to have people over for hot dogs and swimming in the pool. Like, this would have been, I think I've talked about it before. My dad had like a 6 CD changer at one point, and they always had the same 6 CDs in it. Like, my whole growing up life, they only changed it out once a year. It was like the summer CDs, and then she changed it out for Christmas. So then it was the Christmas CDs.
But one of them slots definitely Smash Mouth took up.
Well, maybe later in life when I came along, But this just sounds like one of the songs that would have been on one of those 6 CDs between the months of May to August, basically. And then, Christmas was in it from there on out. That being said, it's a pretty upbeat song, isn't it? Definitely very danceable.
Yeah, so, and that's one thing I wanted to comment on. I was reading so many comments on YouTube underneath this video, and the majority of them were like, every time I hear this song, I would just bawl my fucking eyes out. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I seriously would rather just listen to this at like a summer picnic or whatever, have a couple of drinks and just fucking, I don't like dance or anything, but I could see me drinking enough to dance to this song. Like just, even if I'm just like fucking bopping around or whatever, but
bopping your foot. Yeah.
Yeah, man, doing that thing where like you pretend to dance, but like, you're kind of into the song too.
Yeah. So did you look up why these people might have thought this was a sad song?
Yeah. So, and that's another thing I wanted to bring up. And I don't know if we came to the same conclusion on this or not, but the majority of them, they said that the lead singer or maybe one of the guys of the band, this was a tribute to their sister.
Yeah. So there were brothers in the band. So it was actually the singer and maybe it was the guitar player or the drummer. I don't know. They were brothers. So it was a tribute to their sister. And their older sister, Renee. And it's inspired by the memories of her when she would go out when she was younger to a dance hall. And she would go dancing on Friday nights. And in the song, they call it a pally or a poly. Pally. That's what he's talking about. That's what they used to call the dance halls over in England, over in Britain.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what he's talking about. And Grimy, why is it a sad song? Why is this a sad memory?
Does she die?
Yeah.
I really didn't read that much further into it. Did she pass away?
She died of a heart attack while she was dancing at a dance hall.
I was wondering, before you gave me your explanation why you like this song, I was like, maybe it just reminds him of his sister. So
No.
I even made up some lyrics to go with this one here, all right?
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready.
Me and my sister at the hospital. I didn't get to play my fucking game because she ate my grandpa's medicine. Right? I mean, come on.
If anybody out there is a musician and they want to record a cover with those lyrics or a reworking of those lyrics, maybe listen back to our Mario show when I describe in detail how she almost died. I would love to hear your version of Come Dancing about my sister maybe dying. Almost dying.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
So you guys have probably noticed by now I'm like, I don't want to say a one-trick pony, more like a four-trick pony, all right? So if it isn't TMNT or Killer Clowns or Ghostbusters, it's undoubtedly going to be the Return of the Living Dead, right?
Yeah. Yeah, who could have saw that coming? Not me, and not the listeners. This is
Definitely
total
not.
shock.
So anyways, that was The Cramps with Surfin' Dead, which was, I guess, specifically produced for the movie The Return of the Living Dead. I don't know how true that is. I think I read that.
Yeah. The Cramps, that's pretty funny. Sometimes I get those on my nightly walks after dinner.
Your nightly walks? I actually have one right now. Yeah, it's totally,
you should
it's
eat a
bugging.
banana. Yeah. The potassium helps those, I hear.
Banana, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I really ever asked you. Have you ever actually watched Return of the Living Dead fully? Are you a fan of the movie?
Many times. I got the this Shout Factory, Scream Factory special edition Blu-ray years ago when that came out. And yeah, I dig that movie. It is good. I mean, it's just, you know what it is? I just get sick of hearing about it around 4th of July, you know?
Yeah. Well, that was my next comment. I was going to ask, like, do you actually know the movie because you watched it, or is it just because me and Zach won't shut the fuck up about it?
No, I watched it before then, but yeah, the two of you, you should fucking get a room with this film reel or something. Like, you know, you each take a reel to a different room and go your separate ways, because apparently that's just what heaven is for you two.
So, to be honest, the entire soundtrack to this movie is pretty bomb. I could have used literally any song whatsoever on this, but this one here spoke the most to me, because not only is it an actual summer song, it also gives me a reason to talk a little bit about horror films and horror stuff. And plus, I keep mentioning Zach. You guys, most of you know that he's the third pizza boy. He's super proud of me right now for bringing this one up, I'm sure. So bonus points there.
Oh yeah, he's smiling up at you from down below
the deep south.
Yeah, not hell, Tennessee, but it's pretty close.
No,
it is pretty
enough.
close. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, the two of you really, I think that was one of the first things that you ever hit it off over, was the return of the Living Dead. You know, that's part of the reason why this movie pisses me off, is
can't
because
say it.
the fucking
Doesn't just
title
roll off
is
the tongue.
just, you know, some child's play. You see how easily that rolls off the tongue? Evil Dead. Very easy to say. Return of the Living Dead. You know, a lot of syllables, a lot of words.
You don't abbreviate it and just say Roddle?
Roddle, yeah. Roddle McDoddle.
Do people call it Roddle? I don't know if I've ever heard anyone. Maybe I'll start a trend. Roddle.
Yeah, hashtag
We're
Roddle.
watching,
You want me to take
we're
it to
watching
Twitter?
fucking Roddle tonight.
I like the song, The Surfin' Dead. It's cool, man. It's got some beachy vibes to it, which some of the other tracks in that movie don't really have that summer vibe to it, which I feel is like kind of essential to the whole selling me on the idea that this is supposed to be taking place on 4th of July, you know?
Right, exactly. Mm-hmm.
The soundtrack isn't bad. It just overall could be a bit more summery. And that's why this is like definitely one of the stronger tracks from that soundtrack, because it really does sell that whole summer vibe. And it's perfect for one of our summer playlists, and a great opportunity for you to talk about horror, like you said.
And I really, really love the rockabilly vibe. And you're going to see that in my later picks too. But like, it's just kind of, for me, this is such a transition song, you know? So I can listen during the summertime, and it's that like perfect kind of almost spooky song to get me over the hump into Halloween. So yeah, you know, it's just like I said, it's a transition song, you know.
Perfect for very hazy, very hot and humid, and like sort of gross days towards the end of the summer. I totally get it.
Yeah,
I get it. I'm right there with you. This isn't so much a June or even early July song as it is like dog days of summer, like real gross. We're in the thick of it.
Yeah,
you know, pop this one on at like the beginning of August.
Certainly not during Christmas or New Year's. So
yeah, definitely don't do that. People on this show definitely don't do that. That was Road to Nowhere by the Talking Heads. And I don't know about you. I definitely don't know about you. I can only speak for me. Okay. I have been on one hell of a Talking Heads kick lately. I just found out that A24, for some weird reason, got the rights to the Talking Heads concert film Stop Making Sense, and they remastered it supposedly in 4K. It's their big old concert movie from like 83 or something, and it's coming back out this summer. So in preparation of me sort of relearning some Talking Heads songs to go see that movie and have just like a blast at the theater later this summer, I've been listening, and it brought me back to this song, Road to Nowhere, released in September, believe it or not, of 1985. Another one of those songs where it's not the right time of the year that it was released. This would have been an absolute smash if it came out back, June, July even.
Yeah, I could see that totally. Again, I've never listened to this one before. I don't even think I've listened to any Talking Heads songs before. Now that we're talking about it, but what a bop, man! This is a great pick.
Yeah, you like it? It's weird. It starts off with like some gospel-y singing.
Yeah.
And then kind of just makes its way into like a marching, thumping, like accordion-driven new wave song. I don't... It's definitely weird.
My original take on this song was that it would probably be a good one to listen to at the end of the day when you're just kind of driving around aimlessly on like a hot summer night. But also, I kind of see it as being like a really good early morning song when it's like the wee hours of the day and you're just like, it's still kind of cold. The grass still has some dew all over it and you're just kind of need something to pep you up a little bit before your day. Yeah, I could see it going either way, really.
Oh, absolutely. Great end cap song. Either beginning or the end. You know, this isn't a high noon song, all right? I'm not in the pool ripping this song. You're just like you said, yeah.
This isn't the Rager.
No. This is a nice, like, sort of mellow, but upbeat enough that you're not, like, chilling to it. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
This is either getting me ready to have a good night or this is getting me ready to have a good day. I know what you're saying, and I agree.
Totally.
So, did you happen to watch the music video at all for this, or just listen to the song?
I may have kind of seen it in the corner of my eye. This is a fancy way of saying no. I barely watched it.
That's okay. I'm going to describe some scenes for you, and you might want to go back and watch it afterwards, because what I'm going to tell you is just going to be like, that's weird and intriguing. I kind of want to see what you're talking about. So it's on the summer playlist. So obviously I need to sell you on the idea that this is like a summer song, right?
Indeed, a summer song. Yeah, sure.
So, the song itself, kind of reminds me of I Still Believe for you, right? It doesn't necessarily sound super summer. You could believe it, you could understand, but it's the visuals that I think you need to help marry the two and get you over that hump into the mindset that this is for the summer season. So in the music video, we start off the song, like I said, with that gospel singing, and the start of the music video actually starts in the basement of a church, and there, how sometimes in churches they have like in the basement these weird like little mini stages.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know why.
Weird.
Like I don't know for kids to perform God plays. I don't know.
That's where the sacrifices are done.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. So at the beginning of this music video, there's a whole bunch of people gathered together singing the beginning of this song, and it's very distracting because there is one man to the left of the screen, and he is wearing the shortest shorts I've ever seen any man wear in my life. Like, gave Bruce Jenner, back when he was a runner, a run for his money with how short these shorts are. I mean, no doubt you've seen the pictures of Bruce Jenner at the Olympics. This man's shorts might be shorter than that.
Oh, yeah. Shorter than Charlie Day's shorts?
Well, those are jorts. That's a whole,
Jorts, right.
The range of motion on those are just unparalleled. You see how low you can get in jorts?
Yeah, dude. He can go lower.
You can go lower. It's crazy. It is crazy. So we start there. We set the scene with the shortest shorts I've ever seen. And then the next cut is just this wide shot of a very long, like never ending almost desert road. So just some blacktop, no cars on it, and just walking down the left side of the road is a guy, no shoes on, in a bathing suit. You just see the back of him, and he's holding a pool tube. Just walking down this endless road in the desert. So you're like, okay. And, David Byrne, the lead singer of the Talking Heads, the man's an artist in every sense of the word. He makes weird shit like the way that artists do, And so maybe he's trying to say something greater or grander than, just a guy walking down the street. But to me, all I could think was, yeah, that's what it felt like walking around my house to the pool when I was a kid.
I was gonna say it sounds like it's hot there. Yeah. I mean,
it just
he's
felt
got
like
his
the
point
longest
across.
walk, like from my back door to my pool when I was a kid. And this just feels like he took that feeling and put it to film. So that's part of the summer visual.
It totally
is.
is.
Me.
Mm-hmm.
Some other things that pop up that are, vaguely summer. There's a guy riding a riding lawnmower. So, do with that what you will.
That's indeed summery. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah,
there's a lot of pool shots of David Byrne, both in a swimsuit, jumping into a pool and underwater and popping up through that same tube that he was carrying down the street. And then, sometimes he's got fully clothed. He's got clothes on, so there's that.
only sometimes. You could basically smell the chlorine. But
and then, it's just a weird video in general. Like, there's some really weird, like,
sounds cool.
stop motion. And, like, the entirety of the video just has David Byrne in a picture-in-picture at the bottom right of the screen, just constantly running. for no reason. I don't understand why it's happening. But
well, he's working off his dinner, then he's gonna go and get the cramps.
Oh, goddamn. He's taking his after dinner stroll.
See? Yeah.
Oh, he was at that age. We
were at a party. Dear love fell in the day. Someone reached in and grabbed it. What a rock lobster! Rock lobster! Rock lobster!
Hey, Derek. You see that rock over there? It isn't a rock. It's a rock lobster.
Oh. Try to get some sleep out there.
Sleep out there. Cue the music. So, one thing's for certain. If you caught our last summer playlist, you've probably noticed how easy as fuck it is to slip in a B-52’s song and get away with it for a summer playlist.
Oh my god. Like the ultimate summer surfy band. And just that voice, Fred, what an angel,
Yep.
What an angel of a human being.
Very energetic for sure. I don't think there's one B-52’s song that's not perfect for like a beach stroll. This one, especially. Like, come on, man.
That's it. That's the whole segment. That's
it.
That's it. That's your pick. Moving on to the next one.
That's it.
Moving on to the next one.
The next one. But no, seriously, every B-52 song is very energetic, bright, and they have a lot of movement and motion, but they also, just like my previous pick, they have that eerie kind of rockabilly or psychobilly kind of flair to it, and that's genuinely what I love about this song and the B-52s as a whole. It's just another one of those kind of getting you over the hump of summer songs and down into, the spooky season. So,
yeah, that's true. I guess I never thought of it that way, especially this song because of how fucking goofy it is. But there is like a bit of a darkness to it.
Yeah, totally.
And I don't think that I've ever actually noticed that because growing up, I want to say that the place that introduced me to this song was Family Guy when I was in like middle school.
Oh yeah. Yes.
So when your introduction is Family Guy, it's kind of hard to see the dark side of it. But yeah, now that you mention it, there definitely is like a bit more of an edge than initially there, would appear to be.
But and when you really break it down, it's a 7-minute song about a beach party with this like nonsensical event and crazy animal noises that further depict said events. It's fucking sensational, man. Like it's seriously, it's one of my favorite songs. And it wasn't on any of my previous summer playlists. So I'm really, really happy I'm able to mention it right now. And to really sell my point on how good this song is, I went to Wiki. This is the first single from the B-52’s to hit the Billboard Hot 100, sitting at number 56.
Being on the Billboard Hot 100, that's great. Anybody can accomplish being on the Billboard Hot 100, You know what everybody can't do? Is make a song that's so good and so inspiring that it pulls John Lennon out of a 5-year hiatus from music. Bro, that's real.
Did you happen to read what it said, like his exact quote?
I did, but I chose not to write it down because I like to. Do you have it?
I do. I have
Please
it.
read
I have it.
Please go ahead.
It reminded him of Yoko's music, and he decided to get out the old axe and wake up the wife. That's the fucking power the B-52
I chose
has.
to not write it down because I just wanted to like picture the scenario in my head and just like reenact it in the way that I saw fit, which was that like him leaping out of bed, but him being like, "Oh my God, that's the answer.
Yeah.
I've had no inspiration for the last 5 years. This band with their monkey noises. I got to get back out there and on the horse,
It's really
on
good.
the lobster."
When you say jump out of bed, the only thing I'm picturing is Charlie Bucket's grandpa getting up out of bed, this lazy ass. He's like, "Oh shit, this good, bruh."
The B-52’s was his golden ticket apparently. Yeah.
Can we rock? What's up, Doc? Can we rock? What's up, Doc? Can we rock? What's up, Doc? Can we rock? What's up, Doc?
What's up, hard? Your hoop hoops, your ma dukes, a pot dukes. The 2 scoops are raising in the sun. Brother try to rally up, then dilly dally for some room. Bird decking, double decking, rubber necking in my tunes. Check it out, yo. I smile like Groucho Marx. I make a joke, pokey poke, slide by like egg yolk. Play me like a punk, like the penguin and the Joker. Snooping in my biz like Tom and Roxy Roca. The buster freaky way. The brothers with the H and keys making cheese.
Hey, Grimy.
What's up?
What's up, Doc?
What's up, Doc?
Can we rock?
Oh shit,
Oh,
we rock.
He said it. He said, yeah, for those of you who haven't figured it out yet, from like the 18,000 times they say it in this song is called What's Up, Doc? Can We Rock? By Fushnikins, featuring Grimy who?
The Big Shack attack, bro.
Shaquille O'Neal himself.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my God.
And I just like to say, I don't give a fuck. This is Shaq's song. We were speaking off air a second ago. This is Shaq's song.
I mean,
even though it's not.
It's weird. It's so weird because so the group Fushnikins, first of all, this whole song was released in June of 1993. So I think this might be the first time on this list today that we've had a summer song that's very summery and gives me the good summer vibes that was released at the top of the summer. So like, round of applause. Fushnikins.
Yeah, absolutely.
You did it.
I don't know how you pulled it off.
You did it.
Oh, also, can you just say the name one more time, but like slow for like a 5-year-old, because that's me. How do you say this? Fushnikins?
Fushnikins.
Schnickens. Fushnikins. All right. I'm never gonna say that with a straight face.
No, and that's
But I'm
kind
into
of
it.
why I love it. Like the group name
Yeah.
is just all right. So let's get into it. Let's like do a little bit of a deep dive because for me, this came on randomly again on Spotify. I don't know, a couple months ago. I have never heard of this group, Fushnikins.
Yeah, same. I was just gonna say I don't know how, because I listen to a lot of like old school hip hop, especially not just like new stuff, but like a lot of the older stuff I tend to adhere to the most. But like, I've never heard of this group. Never.
And to me, my initial vibes were, well, that kind of sounds like, I don't know, maybe like a knockoff Wu-Tang a little bit.
Definitely.
And
Absolutely.
of course, I start drawing the connections because of Fu and Wu, you know.
Yeah.
And so Fu is actually very important to this whole group's like identity, okay? Because it's not just in the name Grimy. So Fushnikins is composed of, this straight from Wikipedia, Chip Fu, Mock Fu, and Pock Fu. So those are your three members. They all picked a nickname and then ended it with Fu. And Fu stood for unity, and Schnicken was made a made-up word that they attributed to coalition. Okay, so unity, coalition. That's the whole thing. So the unity comes in because they all have the same last name in the group. They're all Fu, right? Like they're
all Fu.
They're brethren of the Fu. And then
Oh, man, I'm not gonna lie. You completely lost me. I'm just sitting here thinking of all the cool things that could go in front of Fu to make it sound funny. So,
we should make our own Fu nicknames.
is that why Shaq Fu is Shaq Fu then, or what?
I wonder if there's some influence there. If Shaq
there an
Fu,
influence?
obviously Kung Fu, because this group, much like Wu-Tang, in my discovery when I did a deep dive, they also were very influenced by, you know, martial arts and Kung
stuff.
Fu.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that stuff. So in my mind, they're kind of like an extension of Wu-Tang, even though they have nothing to do with Wu-Tang.
Totally.
It's like
Yeah.
same vibes, you know.
Yeah, it's like Far Side and Souls of Mischief. They just one invented the other, basically. So
Yeah. It's like Air Jordans and like And One. You know, it's
yeah, it's like spaghetti and lamb chop. You know.
spaghetti and lamb chop. Yes. Woo. Okay. So now we've got all this out of the way. You keep saying this is really Shaq's song, right?
Oh yeah,
You're-
it's Shaq's song.
You're not technically wrong about that, because Shaq does feature pretty heavily in this song. He gets a verse to himself, and in the choruses, he's the person saying, "What's up, Doc?" All right, that's all Shaq.
Yeah.
And to further sort of prove your point that this is Shaq's song and not Fushnikkin's song, even though it is their song, they invited him to come guest star. Somehow this song wound up on his first album before it ended up on a Fushnikkin's album. So
It's
figure
wild.
that out. This was on Shaq Diesel before it appeared on any one of their releases. Shaq Diesel was released in October of 93, for those keeping count. So the song was released as a single in June of 93 and then appeared on a full album, Shaq's Shaq Diesel, before the Fushnikkin's album hit after that. So super weird, but
Very weird.
so the background of this song and why it's called What's Up, Doc is actually the original version of this song sampled Looney Tunes in Bugs Bunny. So the What's Up, Doc in question, that was Bugs Bunny's voice sample. And
Oh, nice.
WB were being real fat bastards and
Oh, I'm
blocked the sample. So that sort of sent them scrambling, like, all right, we got to re-record this. How are we going to go about doing that? And Shaq mentioned, I think on an interview somewhere, that he was a fan of Fushnikkin's, the group.
Mm-hmm.
And they reached out and they were like, hey, I think you rap. Would you like to feature on our song called What's Up, Doc? And he fucking took him up on it. And so,
Holy fuck. Hey, Shaq, you want to be our fucking Bugs Bunny, please? Like, what was that conversation like?
what a bonkers story that is. Like, it was
Yeah,
just
dude.
wild. Like, it started because they just wanted to sample Bugs Bunny in Looney Tunes and then ended up with Shaq on probably his biggest hit that he's ever had. Just like blowing my
The
mind.
best thing ever. Well, I mean, I don't know. To the day, yeah, it might have been his biggest hit. But then they wrote the movie Kazam, and he had all kinds of bangers on there.
Yeah,
so.
no, that was Sinbad, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, Shazam.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Yeah, no, that was Shaq doesn't have a genie movie. Sinbad does.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Mandela effect.
So aside from me listening to this and just picturing myself sitting on a stoop somewhere in Brooklyn on like a 95-degree day, just like drinking a 40, it giving me that summer vibe.
Yeah.
I really picked this song, Grimy, because I think this is like the quintessential Leftover Pizza song. Like the What's Up Doc, Looney Tunes cartoon, that's all very much our brand. But let me read off some of these lyrics for you. I taught a putty tat. I did. The Humpty Dumpty, bashful, grumpy Quaker, Nabisco, Crisco kid. Okay.
Dude, that's a line if I ever
Two
heard one.
lines, just a lot there. We've got a Sylvester reference. We've got nursery rhymes. We've got Quaker and Nabisco, all mentioned in the same line. And then we keep going down. They mention the Digital Underground. They mention Suffer and Succotash, so we're back on Looney Tunes again. Snow White is after my 7 dwarfs, my style, and after me Lucky Charms. So we get a Snow White followed by a Lucky Charms. What else do we have? My pedal to the metal, I'm rugged and rough for Cocoa Puffs. Yes, and I love my Fruity Pebbles. Cocoa Puffs, Fruity Pebbles. And then later on in this same verse, this is all from verse 2, by the way. This isn't even Shaq yet. This is just one of the members of Fushnikins, okay? He mentions Captain Crunch, Speedy Gonzalez, and he works in both Batman and the Batman
Oh yeah.
into the rhyme. I can't really say much else about this song because I've been going on about it for a while, but I kind of love it. And I think it's perfect for our summer playlist.
Oh yeah.
And I'm going to be listening to it for a very, very long time, like all summer and probably next summer and probably the summer after that. And then I'll be done.
My last pick of the evening, a little old song by Dokken called...
I'm sorry, did you say Dokken or docking? Because...
I know, I have to speak clearly here. Dokken.
Dokken, yeah. Docking is on the Patreon exclusive.
Go in detail.
You gotta pay for that. Yeah, we can't say it for free.
NSFW.
So yeah, by Dokken.
Whoa, dude, did you just hear that? Why does it keep doing that? Every time you say, whoa, it did it again.
Every time I say, oh my god, holy shit. Why did it do that?
That's so weird. Huh. Maybe we'll try not to say it too often.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll try not to say son of a bitch, I did it again.
Oh shit. But anyways, when it comes to summer songs, the hardest thing to do is to not be so completely obvious. I mean, any playlist really. Like Halloween, you can't pick Thriller. You obviously can't pick fucking Monster Mash. Like everyone knows those things are there. Shouldn't pick them. We could have easily put on the Ataris' Boys of Summer or like Summer of '69 or the Beach Boys' Wipeout. Like easy stuff. But you got to be a little more creative, So no, again, this is not quote unquote a summery song at its core in the slightest. It is, however, a pretty bitchin' track and surely at least complimentary to a summer playlist.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I totally agree with that. And, I think I wrote an article about it a few years back, but the whole point of the article was basically that like horror is for summer too. Horror
Absolutely.
isn't just for Halloween. Now, if you've been listening long enough, everybody probably knows that I am very opinionated about what sort of horror you should be watching during the summer months. But
I'm there with him. I second it.
But I am very, very much of the opinion that the Nightmare on Elm Street series is actually best if enjoyed during the summer, or at least during warmer weather. Especially, if you're going to pair it alongside like Friday the 13th, because don't fucking come at me with Friday the 13th any other time than the summer. You're watching that in the fall, fuck you. But Nightmare on Elm Street, I mean, think about it. It's hot, it's sweat, especially Nightmare 2. I mean, it's all about boiler rooms and being hot and melting. And is that not like what's going on in the summer for us people?
To that point, that is exactly how I feel about this song. On those hot ass days where you just cannot fathom the idea of walking outside away from your air conditioner or what have you, but you do it anyways. This song, the chorus especially, speaks volume, is super relatable. And bonus points, if you haven't gathered by now, it's one of the many songs featured on Dokken's Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors soundtrack. I thought it was a really cool thing that they got their whole entire movie soundtrack just for them. But most people, and we were talking about this off air, they choose what song now?
They choose Dream Warriors.
Yeah, which I get it, but
it
again,
is the song
that's the
of the
obvious
movie.
pick.
It is based off the title of the movie. It's not that it's a bad song; it's just overplayed. I just get so sick of hearing two things. I get sick of hearing two things, Grimy, when it comes to Nightmare on Elm Street. Number one, that Part 3 is the end-all be-all best Nightmare movie. Okay, and number two, hearing the fucking song over and over when people bring up Part 3. It's not that the song is bad. It's not that the movie's bad. It's just that it's played out, man. So that's why I like that you chose. God damn it!
Whoa, Jesus!
All right, I'm
Christ,
sorry.
It's so weird.
That's why I
So
like
weird.
why you chose this song, Grimy.
Yeah. Speaking of which, though, I did want to ask you. Obviously, Nightmare 3 is not your forte when it comes to Elm Street films. What is your favorite Elm Street film?
Favorite Elm Street film proper is definitely Part 2, Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Nightmare 2 is just a very mean-spirited movie. Very hot, very sweaty, and there is a whole pool scene too. So, very summary in that regard as well. If I'm talking about not proper, because New Nightmare is a little weird, like it's not really part of the original. It is and it isn't, right? But New Nightmare, I think, is technically my favorite out of all of the movies.
Okay. All right.
But if we're going 1 through 6, then yeah, Part 2.
Interestingly enough, my favorite one, and due to nostalgia alone, is Freddy vs. Jason.
Oh, hell yeah. I always forget about Freddy versus Jason.
That was honestly, it was the first Jason and Freddy film I ever actually got to watch. It was before I really was really serious into horror. Like everybody knows I watched Killer Clowns and Rattle, all them movies back in the day. But like this, I wasn't a quote unquote horror fan yet,
Yeah.
But this one, I got to see this one in theaters, and it stuck with me ever since. It had a bitchin' soundtrack, a bunch of new metal, like fucking Slipknot, and a bunch of other random bands were on it. It had everything going for me, and that's probably why I like it the most.
Kelly Rowland.
Oh, yeah, the one Destiny's Child. She didn't make it,
Woo!
but
Listen,
still awesome.
one of my first and earliest crushes, I think. She is pretty good in that movie. That's all I'm going to say.
Divine.
But what I will say about Freddy vs. Jason, I love it, and I've always loved it, and I've never really understood the hate for it. And I actually praise it a bit more because it does exactly what you just said that it does. It was a lot of people's gateway into watching more horror movies because you knew Freddy, you knew Jason, the prospect of them getting together and fighting and having to find out who would be the winner at the end. It doesn't matter if you were into horror or not at that point. You knew that they were like titans of the genre, and you needed to see that. Even if you
Totally.
didn't get to see it in the theater, you had to see it one way or another, and definitely delivered it, I think, personally.
I agree. But does it deliver as good as...
Oh my God. You got to stop saying it. You got to stop saying it, dude.
All right, I'll stop saying it.
Dang it.
But like we said before, yeah, the entire Dream Warrior soundtrack is all Dokken songs, with this one probably being the most iconic aside from the Dream Warriors theme. And I'm really, really proud to say that completes the summer 2023 leftover pizza playlist for my picks.
For
so
your picks. All right. I guess I got one more up my sleeve, and it's definitely a different vibe. I guess I'll.
it's a doozy.
Guess I'll throw it out right now after.
Oh, you didn't.
I
You
did.
didn't.
One more time. I had to do it one more time. Grimy. That's my last pick. That's it. Do I even need to say anything about this?
I mean, there's no contract or anything. You really don't
Yeah,
have to.
that's-
But follower count.
Yeah. Yes, for those of you like the one person in this world who's in the dark and has never heard music in the past 50 years, that's I Want You Back by the Jackson 5. And damn, dude, we were just talking about this. I was really struggling for a fourth song. Like, I had a Linda Ronstadt song in the running. I mean, I always have a Smash Mouth song in the running. That's just a given.
Totally.
But I was overthinking it a little bit. And it's like, what do I want to listen to when the sun's shining down and I need to feel good, you know? Maybe I'm outside at a barbecue or sitting by the pool. Maybe I'm driving on a nice long summer drive and I need to feel good and have a good time. Like, what song am I playing for that? And the answer, it's this. It's I Want You Back by the Jackson 5, bro.
All I gotta say is Little Mikey. I love Little Michael.
Little Michael, he's singing
I
his
love Lil
heart
Michael.
out. Oh.
I really do though, man. I don't know if anyone knows that I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan, and the Jackson 5, I feel like they don't get talked about enough.
Yeah, they kind of get swept aside, especially now, you know, after Michael
Yeah.
Jackson's solo career and his millions and millions of solo hits. They don't get mentioned as much. I think for good reason. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, we know now that, like, the dad was an asshole and he was very abusive and he was
Sure.
just overworking
Yeah.
those kids. But,
Totally.
you know, when they're coming out with hits like this, you kind of understand it, you know?
Holy shit. Oh my god.
No.
We are not sweatshop apologists
No,
or anything,
no.
I promise you.
He's an asshole, but this song is a banger.
Yeah. It is, man. It really is. And you know, the majority of their songs are very bright and happy and uplifting. Obviously, this one being one of the big ones. Tell me you can't listen to this and, you know, trot through some sand.
Oh, absolutely. Dance through, trot through,
Trot
whatever
through,
you got to do,
skip,
man. Just skipping,
frolic.
falling down, frolicking.
Yep.
Yeah, all of it. So this song was released in October of 1969, which, what a shame. What a pity, you know? But there's a but here. So released in October of 1969, but recorded between July and September of 1969. And I think you can just hear the summer in their voices. Just
Oh yeah, totally.
very bright and bubbly, and you
Yep.
just know that they're living it up, and they're heading to the beach after, you know, they're being overworked for the day. They're you know, they're getting in some good pool time. You know,
You're right.
I can sense that. I'm an empath. Okay.
Yeah. At least 5 minutes anyways before come on kids.
yeah, exactly.
Or I don't know. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt. You know, they just had dinner. They're going for their after dinner walk and avoiding the cramps. But who knows? You know, maybe their after dinner walk was a lot like mine was today, where I strolled through the park, there was a fuck ton of people there. Every single parking spot was taken up. There was a couple baseball games going on. Oh man, the vibes were there. Like people were having fires and stuff. You could smell people's cookouts. I'm not a summer hater like a lot of people I know. Like I know a lot of people, summer is not their thing, but I can't help but smile. And that doesn't happen very often.
I'm starting to come around to it. The older I get, the more nightly walks I take, the more I understand why people like the warm weather. I'm not there all the way, but I'm getting there. In songs like this, they help. They help, like, put me in the mood and help me to understand why summer's a great season. So I'm a little bit selfish in why I picked this song. Aside from it makes me feel good and blah 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 serotonin. Okay, the real reason I picked this song, Grimy, is because it is Guardians of the Galaxy Summer, bitch.
It is, dude. I don't give a shit. It is absolutely Guardians. Guardians took over, man.
Oh hell yeah! I mean, last year it was another Stranger Things summer. This year,
rightfully so.
I was sort of waiting to see what this year would bring. It's Guardians, and it has to be Guardians. Guardians 3 just came out. You and I, as of this recording, will shortly be talking about that movie for the Patreon. So if you're interested in hearing our thoughts, maybe head over there. But we both saw it, and it's just the closing of an era. Almost 10 years later, it took, to complete this trilogy, the very perfect, immaculate, chef's kiss Guardians trilogy. And it got me thinking back to how the series started. Just very much an underdog of a movie, right? Just Guardians of the Galaxy. Nobody knows who the fuck these characters are.
No, absolutely not. Like not a single person. I remember people talking to me about it, and I remember seeing all the little group memes of him like puking and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I have no idea what this is. And then finally watching it and be like, holy shit, I'm automatically in love with these characters out of nowhere. Never heard of them until today, and I already feel like they're family. Like they've been there with me my entire life.
Exactly. So we got to go through this for almost 10 years. Started in August of 2014. So to me, Guardians has always sort of been a summer movie experience for me anyways. So it's just super fitting that the new one came out here at the beginning of May and just closed out that beautiful little chapter, the only Marvel stuff that I ever actually really cared about. And when I, went to go see the movie, the newest one, got me thinking back to the first one and how that one ended. And it ended with this song and Baby Groot in a jar. And Baby Groot was dancing to this song.
Just jamming
out. And doing his whole thing where when Drax would look at him, he wouldn't dance, wouldn't move, because he didn't want Drax, for whatever reason, to know that he could move around and dance. It was just kind of funny. But I just remember how that sort of became like the pop culture icon of the 2020s.
Oh, yeah.
Just Baby Groot was just like a sensation. And it all started because of this song. And it all happened in the summer. And to me, it just felt like a perfect way to close out this playlist and just wrap up our summer playlist and wrap up our Guardians talk and put that chapter behind us and just sort of barrel forward into the new season.
Good choice, man.
But wait! There's more! Hang on to your seat, baby! Cause this one's a screamer! I'll be back. Uh-oh.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Wayans. There is more. Technically, but I'm going to make you people wait through it. We're going to do our traditional ending here, and then we're going to give you your little bonus bit and then send you riding off into the sunset. Isn't that right, Grimy?
Absolutely, because we really want to see you guys listen to the entire show. Don't miss out on it. It's really good. I promise it's going to be worth it in the end. Please don't stop.
Please don't stop.
Please.
So anyways, this has been our 2023 summer playlist. And I just love doing these. I love building a summer playlist, and it's going to be on Spotify. It's on Spotify. We added it to last year's summer playlist. So we'll post it up in the Facebook group. If you're not a member, join over there, and you can find it in there. It's Leftover Pizza Club on Facebook.com.
Absolutely. We are also on Instagram at Leftover Pizza Podcast. Check us out there. We are also over on just Facebook with the website. Speaking of the website, leftoverpizzaclub.com. We write all kinds of cool nostalgic articles, and not recently, but it's almost spooky season. We're gonna get our acts in gear. Everything's gonna be back full speed. You'll see.
Oh yeah, you'll definitely see. And we tweet a lot at LFTOVR, Leftover Pizza Club, on Twitter. And in addition, we've got the Patreon, which I've mentioned probably too many times throughout this episode. But if you want to support us over there are tiers starting at just $1, and you can get bonus episodes, exclusive articles that will only ever be posted over on the Patreon. And you can find that patreon.com/Leftover Pizza Club. It really helps to keep supporting the show, and it helps us to keep doing what we're doing for you. So consider donating and becoming a member.
Speaking of supporting the show, there's one really cool solid you could do us, and that is rating and reviewing us on whatever platform you're listening to us on. Please give us a 5-star if you feel so inclined. It really, really helps us out a lot, helps our show get into other people's ear holes, and they feel serotonin and all that good stuff going through their brains, or they hate us, whichever. I mean,
whichever.
one way or another, we just kind of want to be heard.
Yeah, we definitely, cool. Yeah, we're very narcissistic, very narcissistic. And while we're at it, make sure that you subscribe, because you'll be notified of our episodes as we post them. And you want that, don't you? You want to know when we post new stuff. If you're not following us everywhere else, one more notification can't hurt.
All right, so that was the big spiel. So what is this little bonus thing here all about?
Well, the big bonus thing at the end, we technically have a 9th song for you all. I know. Hold your applause. Round of applause. Hold it. Well, all right, a little bit more. Just a little bit of applause. Just a little bit. So we decided it would be fun if maybe we picked an official Leftover Pizza Club Song of the Summer for the year 2023. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but at the start of the show began with Summertime by
DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
And that was something that we agreed on last year, that was last year's Song of the Summer. And so we figured we'd start the show with last year's Song of the Summer and end the show with this year's Song of the Summer. So how do we pick this year's Song of the Summer, Grammy?
Well, we thought long and hard. We actually almost postponed recording a day just because we weren't sure exactly how we were going to do it. Trying to think of what is this summer going to be like. So it's going to require a little bit of foresight. We landed on some pretty strange things. Lemon flavored thing seems to be the big thing. But also, what else seems to be kind of a big thing for the summertime this year?
It's movies. And it's
definitely,
I feel like it's always movies for us. But yeah, I mean, like Grammy said, we're like, all right, is it junk food? Because this year we've got a lot of like lemonade junk food coming. Is it, other childhood-y things like Mountain Dew is releasing Rocket Pop flavored soda? Is that it? And then the more we talked about it, we're like, no, there's just so many movies that we want to get out and see this year. So it's probably going to be the summer of the drive-in for us. I mean, we're talking big, huge movies like the new animated Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Transformers Rise of the Beasts, a Beast Wars movie. I can't believe we're getting that. The Flash, Keaton is back as Batman this year. A little smaller movie that just looks really fun, Asteroid City. It's a new Wes Anderson movie. Indiana Jones 5, Insidious 5, Mission Impossible 7, the Haunted Mansion movie, TMNT, we're getting a new one of those. The Barbie movie, which, I mean, bro, that looks so good. It looks so good. And that's just like the tip of the iceberg. There's more.
Really is.
So,
not to mention, we already talked about Guardians. Like, that was kind of the thing that started this whole shift here. And I'm just like, yeah, it drive in and it is, dude.
Exactly. So we are officially declaring the vibe of summer 2023 to be movies at the drive-in. And what better way to close out the show than by introducing you to our official Leftover Pizza Club Song of the Summer, Drive-In by the Beach Boys. Released in July of 1964. Listen for their Smokey the Bear reference. Have a great time. Stay cool. and we'll catch you in the next one.
And thank you for listening. Peace out, Girl Scout.
Forget about the plot, it'll do very well. But make sure you see enough so you're prepared to tell about the drive-in. I love the drive-in. If the windows get fogged, you'll have to take a breath down at the drive-in. Or the cat dressed in white will scare you both to death down at the drive-in. A big buttered popcorn in an extra large Coke, a few chili dogs, and man, I'm going broke down at the